today we're going to talk about how to move forward after a narcissistic relationship.
Very important subject. A lot of people have messaged us about this, and over many years, this is one of the biggest questions we get. But before we go into it, if you haven't already, press that subscribe button. Press it now so you can get all the latest alerts and latest videos so we can help you not just heal through narcissism, but to thrive through narcissism.
Okay, so the number one thing that I talk to ladies about every single day is the communication they have with narcissists. So number one, it's important to stop the communication. Easy said than done if you don't have kids, but if you have kids, it's another level. So if you don't have any children involved and there's no real reason to contact them, you don't work with them or anything else, then block them from every single platform, okay? Emails, Messenger, text messages, because you're not going to start healing until you really allow them to stop affecting you with their messages. But if you do have children with them, you take the emotions out of it, keep it very black and white, don't get caught up or don't respond to anything outside of care arrangements. This is very important. Do not engage in the toxic energy from messages or emails from them.
Yeah, because you really do attract them back into your life, don't you? By opening up that door, a lot of the time it's very hard to close that door again. And how many ladies have told us that they've done this and it was the worst mistake they ever did? They've gone backwards and they had to go through the whole thing again. A lot of the time they would actually give it a second chance or third chance or seventh chance. And that was the time that all this trauma happened. So a lot of ladies, by letting them in, have then been extremely upset because they've allowed themselves to attract this, and then that's when the damage has been done. And that could be things like financial, or it could be being abused and things like that. So it really is important when you know that you have that no contact. It's for a reason, hasn't it? You've decided, you've gone, no more, I can't do this anymore, for a very valid reason. And if you ignore your intuition, if you ignore yourself and just open that door again,
because most narcissists, they don't want you to move forward. So they like to keep sending the messages, keep the contact, so you feel attached to them still, even though it was toxic. They do still communicate most of the time. So it's very important to be strong, to block the communication so you can start healing. And that's our next step. Point 2.
Healing, yes. One of the biggest ways to move forward is to heal, because we want to heal basically from what happened to us, but also we want to heal so we can move forward, because if we don't heal, we can't move forward. And this is when you'll find out very clearly that a lot of the healing work that needs to be taken place is actually from our childhood, before we met the narcissist. And that's the reason why we attracted those people in the first place. So really we need to go back, all the way back into our childhood, to go down there and really work out what it is about us that's given us that that attraction or that bond to want to be with someone like that hurts us, that treats us that way. Why do we keep on going back to that person? And why do we keep on attracting the same people, whether it's in relationships, whether it's in work, or whether it's socially as well? So healing is so important. And we talk about healing on a massive spectrum. That's the crust of what we do. One of the major areas on how we get our results for our clients is we really focus on the proper healing. And we're talking about going back from your childhood, letting go of any resentment and grudge you may have for parents, ex-lovers, or for yourself. And also too, on how to be able to heal by energetically disconnecting from these people, so you can actually set yourself free. How to heal from rejection, abandonment from school, or it could be from your childhood, or from siblings, or it could be if you're abused when you're younger in any shape or form. So healing is massive, and we can't stress that enough, can we?
Yeah, it's not just about healing from the trauma you went through from that narcissist, but to really heal from what started attracting these type of people. Because of course you didn't consciously attract narcissistic people in your life. It's because you're this beautiful empathic lady who wants to be loved and give love and maybe even fix someone, but it can come back to lower self-worth, because once you start seeing the signs, you wouldn't settle for, you know, what they start doing to you. You know, they can start off with the love bombing, but then it can get quite toxic. And when your self-love and self-worth isn't strong, this could be due from bullying in school, even primary school. It can be from bullying in the family, any area at all, that this is why we have this lower self-worth, and we start accepting the way we're treated in a narcissistic relationship. So it's very important to go back and heal that, and then also heal all the trauma that by being in a narcissistic relationship has caused you. It could be, you know, feeling like you've completely lost who you are, you know, to the point where your self-worth and self-love is nothing, where you're just a doormat for anyone, and, you know, you can't work properly, you can't function. So it's all about really healing what has happened from being in that toxic relationship. You could have lost friendships too, because, you know, the narcissistic partner could have, you know, really disconnected you from the people who love and really care about you as well.
Yeah, so healing, it's very deep, and it's something that you can't do overnight. And a lot of people come to us and say, I've been doing this work on myself, and I think I'm okay now. No, right? It's like a spider web. There's all these different webs that go to different areas, different trauma, different healing, different areas of your life. It's kind of complicated, but it's not. If you go on the right path and you really focus on healing the root source, everything, you will be okay. So again, that's a massive area, and it's an area that you need to take seriously. You need to be prepared to do the work. It's not rocket science, is it? It's actually not that difficult, but you need to start doing the work. You need to start methodically going back from the very beginning and working through your life so you can move forward, so you can heal, and so you can start attracting those people that you really deserve to attract, the people that you really I've always dreamt about being with, the ideal soulmate or life partner.
Yeah, the ones who are happy to see you happy. You know, when you're sad, they want to help get you through whatever you're going through. So they're not about bringing you down and, you know, making your self-worth and self-love to a point where you feel empty. So it's about having that beautiful connection with someone who loves and adores you as much as you love and adore them as well.
And that's why it's really important to do the healing work, because the healing work, remember, will actually, it will change your attraction levels. So I want you to imagine, and we talk about this a lot, don't we, that we have like a vibration, we have energy. And this is actually proven science, that we all have a vibration based on our emotions. Now, if we're feeling down the dumps and angry and feel like the victim and, you know, life's too difficult, we're going to keep on attracting that kind of energy. And if you put that energy out, you'll attract those types of people as well. But also too, you'll attract those men or those women or those partners that are looking for someone like you, who are empaths, who feel like you're trodden, feel like you're down and out, so they could take advantage of you and have their supply. And as we know, a narcissist is nothing without the supply of a beautiful empath like yourself. And when you start giving that supply, well, then that's what builds them up and makes them stronger and stronger. And that's why it's really important to make sure you really focus on that proper healing so you can attract a higher vibrational person, a person that has good ethics and has good morals, the person that you want to be with for the rest of your life. Because a lot of women say, oh, it's just a dream, it's never going to happen. Like, they really get down the dumps thinking that this is never going to work. They're never going to attract their Prince Charming. But you think about, there's so many ladies that attract their Prince Charmings, and you all know of at least one or two ladies who have this amazing relationships. And you're like, wow, I want that. And that's because you can have that. Look at what they're doing. Look at what they've attracted. And look at their energy. And they're the people who are always bubbly and happy. And, you know, there's nothing is a problem. Nothing is a worry. And why do they attract those people? Because they really have a good vibration. And the partner they attract is a partner of a high vibration. And we're not saying you have to be, you know, God or some amazing spiritual goddess to be with this kind of person, but you need to have a high vibration that really, really knows that you are worthy of attracting this kind of love, because you are worthy of attracting it. You are completely worthy, aren't you?
Yeah, and you may feel like that is completely off your radar right now because you've been hurt too much. And we hear that all the time. Been there myself. It's all about healing. You're the number one priority. You're the most important person. So it's about loving yourself, becoming your own soulmate, and healing. And then because we hear all the time ladies go, I'm not interested, I want to be single the rest of my life, there's too much damage. But then we see they've gone through the healing process and they not even looking, and they attract a beautiful man into their life. And we always say to them, you said you didn't want a man, and they say, yeah, well, Britta, I feel so good in myself. I don't need one anymore. He just came along, and it's beautiful. It's what I've always wanted. So yeah, it's possible, but as we keep saying, the main thing is the beautiful healing work to get you to that level, to be a strong, independent, empowered empath who doesn't need a relationship, but it's more to add to your life, and don't have all that baggage from past relationships in that.
And that's why a lot of ladies, they say that they're fearful. I mean, what's the biggest thing that's holding you back right now? It's fear. A fear of being hurt, a fear of attracting the same men like you had before, a fear of attracting another narcissist. So that's the thing. The reason what's holding you back is that fear. So if you let go of that fear and you heal, well, then you haven't got that fear. Because remember, your dominant thoughts and feelings is what you attract. So if you have a dominant thought and feeling that's about fear of attracting a narcissist, that's what you're going to attract. And that's why it's really important to let go of that fear, to heal. So you can just show unconditional love without the fear of being hurt in life. And when you have that different vibration, that's when you attract that different result. And when you let your guard down and you feel safe, that's when you attract someone who is safe and someone who will treat you like the way you deserve to be treated. All right, so any comments, any questions, put them in the comment section. We'll love to answer them. We love answering comments. So if you've got any questions about that, please put some questions there. And we trust that you've enjoyed this talk.